Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I am Samantha and I am the Luxe wife. I'm going to go ahead and tell you now, you did not click on this video by chance. You clicked on this video because you needed to hear this and see this. You needed to figure out how to get prioritized and organized in your day-to-day life. And guess what? Go ahead, sit down, get comfortable, hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. So that way we can talk about it today, right now. I'm going to identify 5 tips you need to prioritize your life today, right now. Nothing that you have to wait to the new year to start. Nothing you have to wait tomorrow to start. You can start today, right now. Go get your pen and paper, pull out your phone, whatever you need to do. Let's go ahead. Let's talk about it. If you're new here, you definitely want to go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. That way you can be notified every single time I upload a new video. And if you're not new here, welcome back. And without further ado, let's go ahead and let's get straight into the video. The top 5 tips we are going to discuss today is 1, how to plan, okay? Are you planning to fail or failing to plan, okay? That's the first thing. After we plan, we're going to prioritize. After we prioritize, we're going to organize. After we organize, we're going to have our power hour. And after we have our power hour, we're 100% going to have delegate or help. So let's get deep into it. So first things first is plan. You have to plan out your day. I said it before and I'll say it again. Are you planning to fail or are you failing to plan? Okay, you have to have a plan in place. It's just like when you're starting a business, they tell you to write it down. What is your business plan? Because it makes sense. If you get it out of your head and on paper, you can see exactly what's going on. If you get it out of your head, put it on your phone, put it on your iPad, put it on your to-do list, put it on a refrigerator. It doesn't matter. You have to plan, okay? You have to plan it out. Whether you're a stay-at-home wife, stay-at-home mom, whether you work day to day, an 8 to 5 businesswoman, you have to plan out your day because there's too many moving parts and we are all getting burnt out physically as well as mentally to get through the day. And honestly, that's not the route that we want to go or we want to take because we just can't do it anymore. So I'm going to give you an example of what I mean when I plan out my day. So when I plan out my day, I start and say, this is what I want to do for today. But I'll take it a step further. Let's just say when it comes to my meals, what do I want to have for dinner for the week? I go ahead and have it in my phone for the week. That way, I don't have to think about it when I get up in the morning, what we having for dinner that night, okay? And guess what? If I decide I don't want that night, I can just choose something on the list that I have throughout the week and I can cook that, okay? So planning makes so much sense. If you need inspiration for planning, especially when it comes to cooking meals or how to do certain things, there's so many things you can utilize in today's time, from social media to YouTube, on how to do things. If you're trying to figure out how to cook more one-pot meals, utilize YouTube. If you're trying to figure out how to cook more crock-pot meals, utilize YouTube because it's there for you, okay? That's the first step. We're going to plan out our day to make sure that we have the most successful day there is. The second thing is to prioritize. Once you plan out your day, you have to prioritize. Tell yourself, these are the top 2 things that I have to get done before the close of business. These are the top 2 things I have to get done before I lay my head on that pillow tonight. I have to get these things done because if we don't prioritize it and then we do the minimal things first before doing what's required of us the most, then guess what? We're going to feel like we failed that complete whole day or maybe that complete entire week, you know? So prioritize what's most important for the day. It just makes life so much easier. It makes your day so much easier because even if you get sidetracked, you know, I gotta go back to point A and I have to get this done today in order to effectively move into the next days of business or move into the next day's operation without having to feel like I have to go back and pull yesterday's trouble into today's trouble, okay? Don't do that. Okay, and it's almost like thinking of like the day ahead. Don't borrow tomorrow's troubles. Just don't do it. Okay. All right. So now that we planned, right? Now that we prioritized our day, which is incredibly important, now here comes the most important part. Organize. Organize, organize, organize. You have to be organized. Whatever your organization system look like, and if you don't have one, borrow one, okay? We all have some type of inspo from somebody, someone else. We don't have to mimic everything in someone else's life. But if it's something that you love, some type of organization, pull from that. If you're old school and you just have to write it down so you can see it, organize, okay? Organize, organize, organize. I love, you guys know on my channel here, I am the queen when it comes to organization. I also like to have labels because if I can see it, if I could put a name on it, I know exactly what it is. My mind remembers exactly where I have to go get what I need, and I'm good. I'm good. So organizing makes planning easier, makes prioritizing easier. Once you plan it out, once you got it written down, prioritize, make sure it makes sense of your day, of your week, what has to be done in order for you to feel like a success at the end of the day before you go to sleep at night. And organize. Have some type of system in place. There's a reason why successful businesses are always the same way. It's the reason why every single time you go to Chick-fil-A, it's always the exact same thing, because they have a plan in place, they prioritize what's important, and they organize their day. It's just as simple as that, okay? So when you have it in order, you have it in place, everything is kind of like, you know, building a pyramid, and everything just falls completely into place, okay? After we've organized, I love to call something a power hour. I did a video a few months ago where I cleaned my room and I called it the 1 hour power hour. Well, it's not what I called it. It's out there. It's called a power hour. It's where you take an hour in the morning and you take an hour in the day and you focus solely on one project. Okay, so for my stay-at-home moms out there, my stay-at-home wives out there, it could be the kitchen, it could be your bedroom, it could be doing laundry. You take an hour in the morning and you take an hour in the evening and you focus solely on that specific area. If you're a student and you're in school, you take an hour in the morning and an hour in the evening, same method, and you focus solely on one particular area so you can get better at that area. If you're working a traditional 9 to 5, you take a morning, an hour in the first half of your shift and an hour in the second half of your shift, even though you're supposed to be utilizing all 8 hours in your shift, okay? And you prioritize and you hone in on one specific project and you just go at it. You zone out everything else, okay? And the reason why that becomes so successful is, if I'm gonna use me for an example, if I specifically take an hour in the morning and clean the kitchen, nothing else, when I'm done, the kitchen is clean. If I take an hour in the evening to clean the living room, when I'm done, now I have the kitchen clean as well as the living room clean. What we typically like to do is, if we don't focus on one area, we're doing a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit there, and nothing ever gets completely finished. And that's the problem. We're not doing that no more. We're not doing that. We're focusing our attention onto one thing and one thing only, because that is incredibly important. And it makes a whole heck of a lot difference. Now, let me go ahead and speak from experience. Let me speak from everyone else I know. Get you some friends that has been in your position and that is currently in your position in the season of your life. If you're a mom and you're a mom with 2 kids, get you a friend with mom and more than 1 kid. Even 1 kid is fine. If you are a woman and you're working and you don't have any children and you're trying to analyze and proper plan your day, get you someone else that mimics your lifestyle, okay? And the reason why I'm saying this is because sometimes we get caught up in, especially if I'm talking to a friend who does not have children or vice versa, my friend has children and I don't have children or an entire family, and it's like, girl, why can't you never keep your house clean? If you haven't been in their shoes to understand that children, especially at a young age, will tear up just after you clean up, you don't understand the method of the work that it takes to go into it, and constant, like it's a constant battle of trying to ensure that things are always in place. And it's incredibly hard. So you don't want anybody in the moment judging you. You want somebody understanding you, okay? Understanding you. And someone could have multiple kids and say, well, I don't have to worry about that problem. If they have help from all areas, or if they are never home, of course their house is going to be always more clean than yours because they're not home. Their help looks completely different than your help. So get you some friends, get you some people who can relate to you and understand you and not judge you. Same thing is in the workspace. We are at work to work and create more ideas and create a better work environment, and not to become friends. So get out of the habit of thinking we have to be work friends, and in order to be successful, we don't. We can if that's what happens, but you have to understand that the straight line has to stay the same. We can't deviate from the path and then try and get back on it, because it'll never be the same, okay? Once you get off track, it won't be the same, okay? So that brings us to our final. So now that we've properly planned, right? We've prioritized, we've organized, utilized. Number 4, we've utilized our power hour in the morning and our power hour in the evening. That brings us to our 5th and final step, which is delegation. Now, come on, because this is where things get a little bit tricky and a little bit difficult. And so let me break it down and what delegation looks like for everyone, okay? If you are working a traditional 9-to-5, obviously your delegation is going to look completely different, because if you have staff, if you have co-workers, whatever situation is, you 100% have to delegate and hold them accountable. Again, just like I said, we are here to work and improve, not here to be friends and make family. It's cool and all when we can all get along, but we all at the end of the day have to be on the same page. And for some of us, you know who we are, we have to work 10 times harder to prove ourselves, okay? Especially for women, okay? We have to work 10 times harder to prove ourselves in the workforce, to be even reliable sometimes. So delegate and hold one another accountable. That's the first thing. Now, delegation for my moms at home, my wives at home, that's going to look completely different. Delegation could be your spouse. Delegation also could be your children. Now, let's start with the spouse, because we're going to start with the head of the household, okay? So with your spouse, let's just say you already had a busy week, even if you're planned out everything, but Thursday come and one kiddo has gymnastics, another kiddo has karate. Whatever the extracurricular activities look like, they're there. But you don't have the time to do dinner, straighten up, and all of that. So this is the point in your marriage, in your relationship, you reach out to your significant other and say, hey, Thursdays are a long day. Thursdays are a hectic day for me. So this is the day that I need your assistance. And love is an action word. So if you love me, you'll show me. You don't have to say that, but you get what I'm saying. So Thursdays, I'm going to need your help when it comes to dinner. Whatever that looks like for your spouse. If your spouse is a person who don't cook and he got to go get something, he go get something. But if he's a person and he does not cook, I mean, just say, hey, I took the chicken out. The chicken, all you have to do is season it, stick it in the oven. When I get home, I can make the sides. Anything to help lessen the burden on you, push it out. Push it out. And you can even make it fun when it comes to a family. You know, you can make it fun like, oh, guess what? Daddy's cooking dinner tonight, and you know he loves when he can do things for a family, X, Y, Z. You know? So it's going to look completely different for everybody. If you're in a situation, if you're in a financial situation, to be able to have someone come in, help clean your house, hire someone. Allow them to help clean. It's not a bad thing. Don't look at it as a bad thing because someone is helping you. I want you to understand, and I want you to always remember, especially in our time, that there are people who do not look like me, who are married and have children and have someone come in and help them. So if they don't have anything and have someone come in to help them, if I need something, I can have someone come in and help me, you know? So, and the same goes for you. But if I understand, I over understand that times are hard, times get hard, and we can't afford to do certain things. Always remember and always understand that this season does not last forever. The children will grow up. They won't always be a mess. They'll be able to a point where they can clean after themselves. And I'm gonna be honest with you. You can start them young with cleaning, because when it's time for cleanup, and I tell my daughter, hey, it's cleanup, and my son, who's 1.5, he understands the mechanism of picking the toys up and putting them in the basket. Now, you got to be patient. Yes, you do. You have to be patient. Yes. However, it still gives you a second to sit down and breathe and allow them to understand the cleaning mechanism, okay? Simple as that. Simple as that. So your delegation, my delegation is going to look completely different, okay? And to my working mamas who are working wives, who are working 10 hours, 8 hours a day and are still coming home and taking home the crown and running through dinner, homework, bedtime routine, my hats will continue to be off to you too, because it is incredibly difficult job. It is an incredible, never-ending job, and someone always needs something, and mamas is always the go-to. Okay, so what did we learn today? Plan. Okay, failing to plan, or are you planning to fail? It's just as simple as that. Prioritize. Prioritize, prioritize, prioritize. As you prioritize your day, you will feel much more accomplished at the end of that day. Organize. Set forth what you've already done, set in place what you need to do, and label it 1, 2, 3, and 4, which ties in with prioritizing. See how this all goes together? Power hour. Utilize that morning time, utilize an hour in the evening time, and just go. Focus. You can go in on it, put your phone down, put your music on, whatever you have to do. Go straight in, hone in on it. As simple as that. And as we utilize that power hour, we're going to what? We're also going to delegate. We're going to ask for help when we need help. And we are just going to take better care of ourselves and our mental health. Asking for help is the first step. Delegation is the step you have to take, okay? And that's it. That's it. Don't let nobody overtell you on what you have to do to be more productive and organized in your life. You don't, okay? These are the 5 steps. You focus on that every single day. I can guarantee you in 7 days, your life will change. If you implement exactly what I said today, heck, in 2 days, you'll feel more productive than you've felt in a very long time if you put the system in place. Remember, success breeds from a successful system and being consistent at it. Well, guys, guess what? We've made it to the end of today's video. Yes, I'm so glad that I got to share some things with you that I do in my life on a day-to-day basis that help me be successful. And you know, when people say you make things look easy, I have a system to make things look easier than what it actually is, because baby, it's not easy, okay? But I appreciate you guys so much. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Once again, if you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. That way you can be notified every single time I upload, because again, we're focusing on self, and I want you to improve all things in your life, all things around you in your life, okay? Well, guys, until next time and until next video, I will see you guys later. Bye.